Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, good afternoon. Hey Anna, hey Yeehaw. Hello, hello. Alright. What we got going on? Let's start with GJ today. Because it looks like gold had a nice little drop. So, finish with gold. So, let's get rid of this. Go to the daily. So pound yen is very bearish right now, or the daily is very bearish. We've broken yesterday's low and we've tapped into this 4-hour support again at 192.3. Oh, we haven't tapped it yet. We tapped it, I guess, the last 4-hour candle, but we did push up from there. And looks like we're pushing back down. So if this 4-hour candle breaks the low, we should get a further push to the next 4-hour support, 191.75, and then below to 191. So that's pound yen. If it flips bullish, I expect this gap to get filled. I still kind of expect this gap to get filled. I'm still more bullish on pound yen today. We'll see. But I do believe this gap is going to get filled either today or tomorrow. Definitely. So 30 minutes, we've got this downtrend structure. Yeah, I want to see what happens if we retest this support again. But if we create a nice range to come down, I think pound yen pushes back up. So this is where the gap is here. It's a nice little gap to get filled right here. Daily needs a top wick as well. Beautiful. Right, so let's put in, we've got a resistance, 30-minute resistance right here, and then I'm going to leave this support here as the 4-hour, and my target, first target, would be 194.865 for buys. If GJ can close above this first resistance, how big is that range? It's about 50 pip range. So if GJ can close above here first, and look, 46 pip range, and then continue up. So yeah, 4-hour. Yeah, but I'm still, as long as we're above this 4-hour support, I'm still looking for buyers on GJ. Still looking for some buyers. Okay, gold. Now gold is just tanking. Did you guys actually, were you guys watching the charts yesterday when Trump started talking about tariffs? It was crazy. Yeah. Price was moving very quick. Very, very, very quick. So wait, what time frame was I on? A different, I must have been on a different chart. Yeah, I was, because the chart didn't look like this. Anyway, so start with the daily on gold. So daily is very bearish at the moment. We broke yesterday's low and we're just pushing back out of the 3100s, which I didn't think I'd see this month. But these tariffs, man, it's creating a lot of volatility and a lot of volume coming into the markets. So the 4-hour, when did this candle drop? We broke the previous 4-hour low and we're just pushing down. So maybe we're just going to fill this gap that's right here. So I'm just going to put a little box where this gap is. And then yeah, so right now for buyers, I just need the 4-hour to create a support. So it won't be on this candle, I doubt it. We do have unemployment claims in just under an hour, but maybe a retest of any of these supports as well for a bounce back up. But I do think gold is still bullish. All the uncertainty from the tariffs That's initially what made gold push up last night the way it did. So 30-minute, okay, 30-minute candles, they look like they're slowing down a bit, they're getting a bit weaker. But if we get a nice rejection of this low time frame support, now if gold creates a nice support, I'm anticipating it pushes back up. So this is the support area I initially had this morning. But if gold wants to continue down, the thing is the range, this was the clean range below. The clean range was here below 3107, call it 3106. This was the clean move down, well, all the way down to this support. But now it's pushed so far, I'm not even sure where I would get into sells, because the range is below. Okay, this range isn't bad, so 74 pips. It's quite far though. I don't know how much further gold wants to drop, but these are the next levels that I'll be looking at to be broken to get into some sells. Yeah, even on the 1 hour, it's the cleanest place right there. But if we push back up, then we have this whole drop to retrace, starting with the first resistance right here. But wow, gold was moving yesterday, wasn't it? So this was, Trump was talking about 9 o'clock, so right here, spike down, spike back up, spike down again. So 200 pip drop, pushed up 170. I'm sure it pushed up more than that, to be fair. But yeah, gold was moving. We made a new high. I think on different charts it looked different, unless I was on the 1 hour time frame. But there was a lot of volatility last night. I'm trying to find, might have been on my actual broker, but the volatility yesterday was, yeah, it was something, wasn't it? Alright, let me get off this. So let's see what gold does now. If we're going to continue tanking, then the next 4 hour level, I did have a first target at a retest of this broken resistance. So in my daily analysis on Discord, this was my sell target, 30.49 or 30.50, probably about 30.50, for gold to retrace, retest, and then bounce back up. So that would be my overall sell target for the day, which doesn't even seem like a stretch with how much it's pulled back. Doesn't even seem like a stretch now. But yeah, what a drop. Where did I see gold last? Like pretty much up here. 31.20s. When did it start dropping? At 11. So at 11 it dropped to around 200 pips. And just kept falling. So much volume in gold. 360 pips in the past 2 hours. Crazy. Crazy. Hey Rosie, you alright? You good? You good? Gold fell out of the sky. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Gold definitely dropped. And I thought initially with the first push up that it had, I thought this news was going to be very bullish for gold. Literally all the uncertainty with what's going to go on in the markets, most other currencies started to drop or to weaken. Let me see what the dollar did. I think the dollar pushed up actually, from what I remember. There's dollar on the daily. So that was here. Yeah, I remember the dollar being bullish at the time. So this was the news here. So I remember it dropped down and I saw it pushing up and then pushing up again, but I didn't look back. So I guess, look, with the dollar tanking, with the dollar going down, you would think gold is going up. You would think gold is going up. And look, even the stock market's getting demolished as well. So yeah, it's a bit weird that gold's dropping. It is a bit weird. Pound yen though, actually got into some pound yen buys this morning. So after it had so I saw that it retested and was pushing up from this 4-hour support. So I got into some buys. Around, I think it was 192. Where did I get into the buys? Let me just check my broker. I know it was around here. It was down here. Once we pushed up, we sort of tapped into this resistance, came back down. It immediately broke the low, and I thought it didn't have a top wick, so I got in when this candle flipped, but I think it was just above. And then I closed, what did I get, like 30 pips? About 30 pips going up. 37 pips. So I got in at 669, 192,669, so about just above here. So including spread. And I took the candle flip and then got out at 193.04. 045, yeah, so about here. So just up to this resistance again is where I got out. Quick trades, wasn't looking for much, but the main bias was obviously bullish and pushing up from this 4-hour level, which we know GJ likes to respect. But yesterday, GJ pushed, didn't it? GJ pushed. So on stream, I said, so GJ could either push down. You know, I was looking for buys yesterday. It was very heavy on the gold, on the GJ buys on yesterday's stream, and was looking for a push up, like a retracement. So I said it was either going to drop, maybe tap into one of these supports, potentially the 4-hour support again, and then push up, like create a nice range to retrace and push up, or create a higher low above any of these, or a closure above this resistance and the daily flip. And then with volume, we should push past these resistances to the left, especially this one. And that's pretty much what happened yesterday. But because of the work that I was getting done in the house, I was like, I had to sort of put things away, tidy things up, XYZ. So I actually missed this first closure, and then by the time I saw it, GJ was up here. GJ was up here. Now I could have taken these buys because I've got the closure above. Got the closure above. It would have been a bit later, but I definitely could have taken these, but I just left it for the day. I just left it. But the analysis was correct, so I definitely put it in my journal. And then when this happened yesterday, this push up with the tariff news, look where it tapped. This is a daily resistance here. Oh. Tapped into this daily resistance, like, come on, perfectly into this area. Tapped and then rejected. A beautiful price action. I love these levels. GJ respecting daily levels, 4-hour levels. It's just, it's great. It's great. Yeah, it was some good stuff. It was some good stuff. But yeah, that's why I always use the dailies as a target. I don't even think I had this one as the first. I have it marked on my daily analysis as a daily resistance and a buy target, but I think overall my buy target initially would have been 197.4. It would have been further up. But yeah, I'll always use the daily levels for targets. Dum, dum, dum. Anyone who tried to trade yesterday's news is a gambler. Oh man. No, it was. I definitely wouldn't have traded it because I didn't know what to expect. I mean, we knew the tariffs were coming. And all the tariff news has been quite bullish for gold anyway. So I was anticipating buys, which is why I'm still anticipating buys today. That's why I'm still anticipating buys today. So I didn't really anticipate this drop. The thing is, all of these countries are now going to react to, they're going to reciprocate the reciprocal tariffs. So that's the news that we've got to wait for. That's what's going to bring the volatility. I don't think the UK is going to retaliate because we actually got the lowest tariffs. We only got a 10%. Like, we're cool. I think we literally got the lowest out of Europe. If I remember correctly, we did. It was countries in Asia that got hit the hardest, especially countries that trade with China. He was like, you're trying to push your Chinese goods through these countries. So he was like, nope, can't do that. slap some heavy tariffs on them, but 50% tariffs. China got it. And I think their worst case scenario was about 20%. I just don't see, well, I do see what his long-term vision is. His long-term vision is to make money for America. I like the buys on GJ, but it's a little bit tricky. Oh, message went. I'm quick with the messages. You ain't gotta delete your messages, it's all good. I will definitely be careful though, to your point. Markets are crazy volatile right now. Crazy volatile. Yeah, GJ buys, gold buys. What have we got? We got news today. We do have news today. Services PMI. Services PMI and then unemployment claims. Buys on GJ are tricky. I mean, could have said that yesterday as well. You know, we were pushing down, we're forming lower highs. But fundamentally, there's no reason for pound yen to be bearish. There's no reason. Now, the yen is usually a safe haven currency, just like USD. And the dollar right now is super bearish. I mean, look at this. Dollar is super bearish. And the pound, obviously the pound got hit with the tariffs, but the lowest tariff, so there's no reason for the pound to be weak. In fact, how much tariffs did Japan get hit with? Let's have a look. Where did I see that little chart? It was on Instagram, not Instagram, it was on X. The crazy thing is, people are against the tariffs, or they don't understand the tariffs, but the reason that Trump is doing it is so that he doesn't have to raise money from tax. So you either want your taxes to go up, or you just deal with the repercussion of the tariffs. Yeah, which is weird because the yen is the strongest currency this session and also this week. It's very weird. The only thing I can think of that would be making the yen bullish right now is the fact that they want to increase their interest rates. That's the only thing I can think of. But that's not, it's still not going to make it a stronger currency than the pound. I'm still looking for this. I could look for this a lot quicker. Let me just type it in Google. Oh, where's that little chart he was holding up? So Japan got hit with a 24% tariff. All right, new hour candle. We've approached the 4-hour support again. Okay, gold's tapped into this gap. Got a continuation pattern. You think GJ will sweep London low, then move up? The next 4-hour will probably confirm what GJ is looking to do. Yeah, we gotta wait, definitely. We do have to wait. I want to see how this 4-hour candle closes for sure. Of course, of course. Maybe we'll get like a double bottom, a little bounce. You know, you push down, push up, push down again, either lower or higher. Right, where's the Asian lows? Is that where it is? It's a bit off. From a buyer's perspective, we do have the gap to fill. Yes, I did actually mention that at the beginning of the stream. That's why I got this big red box. Let me just label it so people know what I'm talking about. You can also see the red candle with no top wick. Oh, you mean this one? The daily candle as well, where the daily candle opened. So yeah, we need a daily top wick. We need this gap to be filled. And we need to hold above this 4-hour support. So starting with the 4-hour support, if we can get a rejection from there, that's confirmation 1. If we get another retest, it's confirmation 2. If we get a higher low, it's confirmation 3. And then I'm full margining into some buys. No, not really. I'm gonna stop making that joke. But yes, the GJ buys, I'm more leaning towards that. Even for sells, I think there'll be short-term sells. Like, do you remember yesterday we had the support right here and price closed below? I was still very hesitant to take it, and not because I was married to a buyer's bias. That wasn't the case. but it just didn't, like the volume wasn't there for the push down. It just wasn't there. That next candle, if it really wanted to drive down, we had a tiny little bottom wick, sort of like this candle was creating the bottom wick, and then here, if this candle had broken the low, I probably would have been looking at sells, but only down to this support. But structure wise, I was anticipating the support to be created above, anywhere in this area, from this support to this one, and then we started to get the push back up. So we barely have a bottom wick on this 1 o'clock candle as well. We have news in 25 minutes. It's a nice strong candle right now. No bottom wick on this candle, or it would be a great start. It would. It's a shame, really. What's gold doing? Yeah, if gold, this isn't, this support that gold's created here, it's not strong enough for me to take some buys up. It's a very weak support, weak candle, weak body. Now typically with volume like this, once it pushed down, if this bearish candle was a bit stronger, I would think this was a continuation pattern and we fill this wick. It could still be, because you know it's pushing down quite a lot right now, but yeah, I'm not feeling it. There is a bottom wick, but it's really small. Really? Oh my god, you're right. You're right. It's the tiniest bottom wick. Look at that. Look how much I have to zoom. There we go. Alright, it's a good start then. There we go, we got a bottom wick. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. Let's see how much this candle pushes up. But I like the fact that it's pushing up. The only thing I don't like the fact is that it's pushing up as soon as the candle opened, because that leaves the whole time for the rest of the 30-minute candle to come back down. Like ideally I would like a retest of the support, like actually tap into it and reject it. Yeah, but if it decides to push up from here, that's good. If it breaks 93.50, there's some space until 9600. Oh Sam, you're trying to hold for days, huh? Trying to hold for a while. Do you mean 9500 or 196 for real? Because I mean it could get to 196. My first target is this daily resistance though, so 195.6. That would be my overall buy target. And then my first target would be 194.8. Because once we break 193.5, it's clean all the way up. We've got to fill this gap, pushing, and then, you know, we tap into these higher levels. So I see the vision for the buyers. It's just where to get in now. I think if GJ creates a nice support here, next candle we get a nice little bottom wick and push up. Hopefully the news doesn't bring too much volatility for pound yen, and I get an opportunity to get in. Usually initial jobless doesn't bring a lot of volatility on GJ unless the data is weird. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping to just get normal price action. The only thing I am concerned about is the 3 o'clock news though, the services PMI. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with gold and have a look at how gold has reacted to that before. So 3 o'clock services PMI, March the 5th was the last reading. That was at 3. Alright, let's check that out. March 5th. I feel like we looked at that one already. Oh no, that's where it was manufacturing. March 3rd I should have looked at the other day. So this was the push for the services PMI. Wow, so it dropped 36 pips, pushed up 96. So pretty much a 100 pip swing. Okay, so maybe some volatility on gold with that. Alright, and pound yen, which is pushing up nicely. Okay, we had that whipsaw pushed up and it came and retraced and closed weak bullish and then continued to push up. So very weird price action in reaction to that news, but I saw 3. Probably won't be on then. So you do 3 styles, depends on the instrument, Forex, swing, day trader. Nice. Let's see what pound yen's doing. Gold is dropping. We'll have a strong 15-minute candle here. Let's see if we can start an engulfing. Very nice push up. Forex is not volatile enough for me to be a real scalper. Like on indices of gold or silver, it's too slow. Too slow. So you would rather scalp, not stocks, because stocks are kind of slow. No? I think gold is good for scalping. Don't think gold is good for scalping? Or did I read that wrong? So what pairs do you trade, Sam? Obviously GJ. Okay, 15-minute candle's about to close. It's a strong 15-minute. Strongest bearish one in a while. Strongest bullish one, sorry. Didn't break the previous high. Got close. Yeah, I thought so. You'd only scalp gold, silver, and indices. Yes, 100%. Gold is very fast. I haven't really watched silver before. The indices, I used to trade the S&P 500, but I needed something to trade London session, and it's very slow during London session. And I switched over to gold, because gold can pretty much move in both sessions. And yeah, never looked back. Just invest in the S&P. Just kept it to that. Now it's some definite dip buying time, but I still think it's gonna drop some more, to be honest. Forex is a slow market. Facts. I remember when I stopped trading GJ. I took a break from it. And the reason was because I was in a GJ trade, and the trade was struggling, but it wasn't hitting my stop loss, but it also wasn't moving much towards my TP. But I had the trade open, I was managing the trades, I was watching it, cool. So I didn't really look at gold. When I did look at gold, I'd missed the trades where it had moved maybe like 60-70 pips, and GJ was struggling to get to 30. I was like, nah. I was like, okay. There was a time where GJ was very slow. It was very slow. So yeah, I just gave up. I was like, you know, I'm gonna take a break from GJ. It's making me miss gold money. It's not moving much. It was ranging. And then one day I remember GJ was like near the 200s or 190s, high 190s. And then it fell like 600-700 pips in the course of 2 days or a day or two. It was just very quick. I was like, okay, volume's back. Let's bring GJ back in. But I actually think yen pairs in general are I think yen pairs are the best pairs to start with. Better for beginners. Gold is probably my favorite instrument. Yeah, I like a bit of gold. I like a bit of gold. I like physical gold. I like trading gold. Okay, gold's tapped into that gap again. Let me just tell my friend there's a gap in gold that needs filling. GJ is coming back down a bit. Alright, we'll see how this candle closes, and we've got news in just under 9 minutes. Okay, gold continuation patterns playing out, filling that wick. Yeah, I think it's got to get to the bottom of the gap anyway. So 30.83, maybe a retest of this support, 30.77. And we've got this long range to retrace, and maybe a retest of this broken support, 31.06. Started with gold and picked up GJ afterwards. Wow, yeah, you're hardcore. You're hardcore for that. I know a lot of people that started with with yen pairs. That the person who introduced me to trading, she used to trade GJ, and I thought that was the only pair that she traded, and I was trying to get her into gold like for the longest. And I think she saw someone make some serious money with gold, and then she dropped GJ and went to gold. But I found out recently she started with UJ. I was like, oh, okay. Alright, filling this gap. Okay, GJ's not going to give us this starting support. Yeah, it's going to make a longer bottom wick. And this is an hour candle with the tiniest bottom wick. But I'd love for it to tap, respect this Asian low, bounce. Well, like I said, we get like a double bottom. Alright, looks like gold's broken that gap, pushed through. There is a news, yep, 5 minutes, unemployment claims. We're ready for the news. We're ready for the news. We know it's coming. Every Thursday, 1:30, same old news. I'm not sure if news is going to affect GJ. I don't think it does affect it much. Where are we? So let's look at, let's call it 12. So this was unemployment claims last week. Not much volatility for GJ. And let's see gold. And this was unemployment claims for gold. So a little drop down and a push back up. So nothing crazy there either. Alright, so we've tapped into that first support, 30.77. Next one's at 30.70. So let's see if we get a closure below here. Then we've got 70 pip drop, but the stop loss is crazy. Stop loss is crazy. 180, 190 pip stop loss for the closure below. No thanks. No thank you. Alright, so GJ, we're tapping into this 4-hour support. The next 4-hour support isn't far away. 60 pips, just under 60 pips. Alright, GJ, what are we doing? Do we have a clean range below? And we have a support right here. A little 30-minute support right in the middle. And then we have a 30-minute support below. Let's see where GJ wants to go. Caswell, what's up? What's up? What's up? GJ closure below. What below this 4-hour support? Yeah, this is support right here. I would like it if this 30-minute support wasn't there. If you had a clean range down, then yeah. Oof. It also closed right on Asian lows as well. Right on Asian lows. What's the stop loss like? 50 pip stop loss. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait a little bit. Pound yen. Not much volume in gold. Oh, there we go. We're gonna break. Keep pushing. The 30-minute support on the left is minor, with volume is gonna keep pushing down. Yeah, I don't like the way it closed. I'm not gonna lie. Stop loss is crazy as well. 42 pips on the 15. Entry candle stop loss. Yeah, that's possible. That's definitely possible. I mean, it's very tight though. I mean, as soon as it wicks up, you're out. I think if anything, yeah, no, I'm not going to use a 50 pip stop. Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm not going to rush into anything. Especially with it closing right on the Asian lows. But if GJ is gonna go down, it's gonna go down. Another thing is, I don't like the fact that it just pushed straight down without making much of a top wick. That's kind of what happened on this previous candle. This candle pushed up first, and then towards the end of the candle, we pushed down. I'm anticipating the same thing probably happens here if we don't get a top wick soon, like a better top wick. You said we're looking for GJ sells. Man, we were looking for GJ buyers earlier. Looking for this move to get retraced. See this 4 hour. I want to see how this 4 hour candle closes. I think I'm gonna wait for that. Yeah, I am gonna. Not I think. I am gonna wait for that. Gold is just going places. So retest maybe of this resistance. This previous daily resistance for gold. And then with GJ, we've got all these wicks to the left as well. Like these wicks. So we could just wick down into this area and then push back up. Look, the wicks go all the way across. All the way. All the way. It's all the way up there. It's a whole wicky area for the 4 hour. So yeah, I'm gonna see how it closes. As Yi has said earlier, we could sweep London lows before pushing back up. So let's see if that happens. Yeah, you gotta have two biases, right? Prepare for both. You never know what these markets are gonna do. You can prepare and then just take the opportunity that comes. You never know which one is coming though. Oh, look at gold. Gold is just tanking. Gold is gone. So no 4-hour levels left. We're just going to retest down here. No 4-hour levels. I mean, look how much gold has moved, right? So since the beginning of this candle, gold has dropped 130 pips compared to pound yen's 15. But Forex is definitely slower. 100%. Gold is dropping as them Trump tariffs. Yeah, you know, we was talking about that earlier. But gold shouldn't be bearish because of the tariffs. It shouldn't be. Gold is right now being used as a safe haven. And that's why all the tariff talk is why gold has been so bullish recently. That's partly the reason. The uncertainty in the market. So that's why everyone's been buying gold. Loads of countries. When there's uncertainty, people aren't going into risk assets like stocks, crypto, and the tariffs are uncertain. That's been bringing the uncertainty. So yeah, it shouldn't be bearish right now. Gold should be very bullish, which is why it spiked up last night. Did you see the push last night? Might have been a bit late for you. Gold actually broke the resistance and made a new high after Trump tariffs. Alright, GJ, we're gonna slap past this support. Man, with all I know is that people can be upset with Trump, but the amount of volume and volatility he's bringing into the markets, no one should be saying that they're not making money. No one should be saying that. There's definitely opportunity here for money to be made. I don't even remember GJ having this much volume. It may move slow, but you can really catch 100 pips up and 100 pips down with GJ in a day. Do you know what I'm saying? Look at this. So this morning, if you'd taken a sell at 9:30 GMT, you would have had your 100 pips in 3 hours. Yeah, it's a lot of volume. A lot of volume. What's next? Where's the next level? I'm just gonna let gold drop. I want to see the retest right here before anything. So yeah, anything in between doesn't really matter now. think the best opportunity to get in would have been probably this continuation pattern down, because you had a bit of a break. You know, markets took a breather right here and pushed up. We still were respecting the previous highs, so the candle's still trending down. Push up. Yeah, this would have been the best entry when this candle opened. Feel the wick, feel the gap. So I didn't expect the gap to actually be like rejected. I wanted it to be filled, so really price to move through the gap, which it obviously did. But then there was like this key levels, little supports below as well. That's all the way. Got so many supports coming down. Alright, how's pound yen doing? Alright, we're getting to the first support. I had more of a bullish bias, but I'll be surprised if GJ reverses back up, but we never know. Yeah, I think if GJ does reverse, if GJ does buy up, it's going to push from a 4-hour support. It always does. That's where the start of the move is. So if it's not going to be this one, if this candle doesn't flip now, or if the 4-hour candle closes below, then I think we're either going to get a buy up from 191.75 or 191 flat. Might not be today, but it's definitely going to come. And that's because long term, like day trading, yeah, we might be going down, but fundamentally right now, pound yen is not bearish. Pound yen is a bullish pair. So let me see on the oh man, look, it's my favorite area for pound yen. This area has been rejected so many times this past, I want to say, month. Yeah, look, it started in February. The first resistance from this 192 area. This is where it started. We were tapping into this area. We were not pushing up. We were rejecting, coming back down. Then we finally broke. Then when we did break, we came back, we retested, we bounced up. Do you know what I mean? This area right here is so strong. You get strong reactions from this area on pound yen. So like I said, even if we get a push down, I think we still close with a long wick. I think we wick up today. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. 50-50 chance of that happening. But like I said, I'm still quite bullish on pound yen. So even if it pushes down, I'm expecting a retracement. And I'm really not trying to miss it today. So even though I'm a scalper, well, I wouldn't even, yeah, I would call myself a scalper because I'm only looking for like 20-30 pips. But I'm also a day trader, so I can hold a position for hours, but it most likely won't be the full position. It will be like a runner I could hold for the day. Granted, it doesn't get stopped out, but with that being said, I do use the higher time frame levels. Dun, 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 dun. So that news, it looks like it did a lot for gold, to be honest. If you want to call this, you know, news being the move. 170 pips. Oh, looks like GJ is dropping. New 15-minute candle. New 15-minute candle. Broke the low. Alright, so only 25 pips down. But do you want to see how this 4-hour candle closes? So we're at 192, pretty psychological level. So gold's going up, GJ's dropping down. What's that? Nearly 100 pips. Like, the moves don't even look that big on gold, but they're massive. This was a 100 pip pullback just now. Crazy. Now we'll see how this GJ 4-hour closes. Dun, dun. Sometimes I just need to see the chart with no analysis on it. Just look at just the bare candles. Yeah, this daily having no top wick. We're definitely going to come back for one. If not today, then tomorrow. Okay, gold, little retracement. Alright, 10 minutes till we get our new 4-hour candle. Now what I'll be looking for with the 4-hour candle depends on how much of a bottom wick we make, but I mean the new 4-hour candle we could break the low obviously and keep pushing, but if it breaks the low, taps into this 4-hour support and then starts to push back up, That's where I'll be looking for some buys. Close with 30 pips on GJ. Nice one. Where was your stop loss? Because even the stop loss on the 15 was about 40 pips. Let's see if GJ closes below 192. $25 pip pullback. 25 pips. Like it's nothing. Okay, so you had a very small stop loss. Nice, nice. That's where my runner would have been stopped out, right here. Oh man, GJ. These pullbacks are just devastating sometimes. Look at this. On my broker, the candle's actually bullish right now. It's actually flip bullish. Has it flipped bullish on here? But my broker's actually a bullish candle right now. Crazy, right? No, it's not crazy. This is, you know, kind of been looking for this to happen. If the 4-hour candle is closing like this, the next area to look for buys is 191.5 with a strong bearish candle. I don't really yeah, for me, I just need GJ to retest the 4-hour support. So if we're gonna hold above 192.3, that's the one right here. But remember what I said about this being a rejection area. So all the way down here, right, I had the box all the way around here. This is a 4-hour rejection area. So if we create a wick in this area, there's a high probability that GJ is going to push up from here. Now if we close below, then first place I'm looking for is this 4-hour support, 191.75, and then next 191. Wow, gold, wow. Yeah, this is why we wait for the next 4 hour. Exactly. I'm just gonna wait. I don't mind waiting. That was a good trade though by Caswell. Nice entry candle highs. I would have liked a bit more of a top wick personally if I was gonna get into that trade. But yeah, there was a lot of volume pushing it down, especially with this candle with this long top wick. All right, 3 minutes. He said gold buys with a play, big retracement. Yo. Right? I wouldn't have had anywhere to get in though, but 160 pips, nuts. Yeah, where would I have got in? That's the thing. Oh, look at that, bounced off a 15-minute support right here. Look, wow. Wow. But yeah, I don't use a 15-minute like that. Just seems like it's a sell-off day for everything today. Alright, 2 minutes. I'll be back 1 second. All right, new 4-hour candle. Okay, so GJ, we closed below that 4-hour support. Nice. See, I'm looking for a drop down to the next one. So 191.75 or 191 flat for a retracement, or it just could just keep going really. Just keep selling. Where's the next daily support? So so let me see now. Shoot, what am I looking for? Let me find that real quick. 189.5. Wow, I was predicting a sell-off today, huh? So my daily analysis, I said 189.5. So down here, this the daily support for a sell target. 300 pips. It's possible. Possible. All right, where we at? So we do have a closure below right here. Only 15 pips to the next support. No. Gold looks like it's still gonna drop. So gold 4-hour candle is huge. This is a massive 4-hour, 580 pips. Call it 590. Crazy. Alright, so for the rest of the session, so my sell target for gold is 30.50. So continue down and then probably bounce up from here if it does retrace, because gold should be bullish. I don't understand why it's not. So it's either pulling back to get better buy prices, but gold fundamentally should be bullish right now. So it's a bit weird that it's dropping, but you know, retest of this daily resistance is where I would be looking as a sell target. I'm not sure if I'll get any entry down because there's so much levels in between. So maybe a continuation pattern. If I get this weak bullish candle right here, and then I'll get in on the next one to continue down. For pound yen, so now pound yen on the 4-hour has, it's a daily, it has closed below the first support, and the next support is at 191.75. so if the 4-hour candle breaks and it just keeps pushing, then I'm looking for a retest of 191. So literally 100 pips from where we're at now. So in order for me to get into some sells, again, I would need a continuation pattern. Because there's so much levels in between, obviously it's 100 pips, there's going to be levels. I wouldn't take a break of this support right here, but I would like, you know, a weak bullish candle, and then I'd probably get in on the next one as a continuation down. Alternatively, for the buys back up, again, still looking for a retest of the next 4-hour support or like a reversal pattern with the candles. So a bounce, you know, retest of the support below, a support formed, and then a higher low or a double bottom, a retest of the same, to then reverse and push back up. But depending on how this daily candle closes, if this candle closes above 193 again, so if we manage to push up 100 pips and close above this daily support, then I'm maintaining my buy bias on pound yen. If it doesn't, then we could get a further pullback, but I want to see what it does at this daily support. The first one, 191.4, and then 189.5.6. So that would be what I'm looking for the rest of the session. Definitely going to keep an eye on it and not miss out like yesterday. But keep an eye out for news coming out, because now that you said GJ sales are short term, so now that these tariffs are out, yeah, the next step would be, imagine if GJ pushes right back up. Sam, stranger things have happened. It happened yesterday, so don't write it off. Definitely don't. This literally happened yesterday. We didn't have as much of a drop, but GJ did push up from here 170 pips. Do you know what I mean? And that was when the new 4-hour candle opened. It pushed down a little bit, it closed weak bullish, and then the next candle, market opened, it just started shooting up and didn't stop. So I wouldn't put it past pound yen to do that. But what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying now. Yeah, we're going to see some retaliation now. So now everyone's been hit with the tariffs. The next news to look out for is what other countries are actually going to do in return of these tariffs. So that's what's going to bring some volatility into the markets today. If other countries decide that this is what's going on, maybe they're going to give it some time, you know, let it digest. But yeah, I can see this tariff stuff being a back and forth quite a lot. And yeah, it should be bullish for gold. I think gold has more of a chance of pushing back up than pound yen right now. But as long as pound yen pushes, as long as it comes back above 192.3, if it pushes and closes above this Asian low, this is where I'm definitely taking the entry back up. Yeah, right above Asian lows. So closure above 192.3, and I'll be in some buys, guys, definitely. Right, so yeah, I'm gonna leave it here, but I'll be in the Discord. I am always watching it, so if you guys do pop up, I will be in there. I'll let you know what I see and what's going on. So hopefully I'll see you guys in there too. And yeah, have a good rest of the session. Let's see if this analysis plays out now. We're gonna get these buys or these sells. Alright guys, peace out.